Wouldn't it be nice to grab a FabFilter Pro Q and a FabFilter Pro C and paste them together? Well, that has happened with the Pro MB, and today I'm going to show you how it works. So this is the FabFilter Pro MB. I'm going to use it in full screen mode. That button is over here. I'm only using it in full screen mode for this video. Normally I just use it windowed because although full screen mode is nice when you're on a laptop, for me it doesn't make any sense. So this is the Pro MB. It looks a bit like a Pro Q. Well, it actually looks a lot like a Pro Q. If the logo wasn't there, then you should think that it is a Pro Q. But it isn't. So what we can do when we want to compress a band in here, we can just click somewhere like here, or like here, or like here, like that. And now we have a 3-band multi-band compressor, which we can completely adjust the way we want to adjust it. We can drag them to the left, to the right. We can drag them up and down like an EQ curve. So this is the output gain of the compressor actually. We can also split them. There's a small, splitting icon so that we can adjust it like this. So really simple, really intuitive. So there are a few more things we can do when clicking and dragging it. So left and right, of course. Up and down, of course. We can also drag up and down while pressing shift. So it goes precise up and down. So for precise tuning. And we can also press command for the width of the band. So when you select the band, you will get the window with the settings. And they are all pretty normal compressor settings. We've got the threshold, of course, to get it into compression. We've got the range. This is, well, I use this to limit the amount of compression I'm giving. So like not giving it that much room to work in, or giving it all the room it should need to compress something. With this purple bar, or the bar in the color of the band, you can see it's blue over here. We can also adjust the range of it. Attack and release, they are both in percentages, and that's because the exact times are actually dependent on the program material you're working on. So yeah, FabFilter keeps us a bit in the dark about the exact times and how this works. They haven't explained how it works, so it's just a matter of using it and getting used to the attack times and the release times. So we can adjust the ratio, the knee and the look ahead, and in FabFilter the look ahead is actually, I call it the extra attack time. So the extra, well, the look ahead makes the attack time shorter. So you can use look ahead. You cannot use look ahead when you don't want any latency. Keep that in mind. So if you're using it on a vocal while recording that vocal, don't use look ahead. Instead of just compressing, this thing is also capable of expanding. So acting like an expander. Expander, gate type of thing. Expander is actually a dynamic gate. A gate is really an on-off situation. So you can use this, for instance, on a snare if you want more attack out of the high frequencies, like somewhere here, that every time the snare plays, it will give it a bit of a push up. Kicks is also a good example. You can use it on a kick that hasn't got that much attack in it, in the lower range. So over here, you can also use it, and you can combine that with the expert mode. And since I'm an expert, I'm going to press it. And the first option of the expert mode, the band or free mode, is actually the sidechain. So is it listening to the exact band we have it selected to, or listening to something else? And where I use this for, a lot actually, is while mastering. But I only want to have it work on the kick and not on the bass line. So what I will do is I will, of course, audition the band. So I can listen to what I'm actually triggering to, and then search a frequency area in which the kick is really peaking, which is in a lot of dance tracks between 100 and 150 Hertz, like this for instance. And now we are compressing the sub-lows only when the kick triggers, which I need more often than you might think. What's also in the expert mode is the, well, unique to FabFilter stereo link kind of way. We can, gradually select how much stereo linkage we want to have. And if we put it over 100%, we can also go to mid only. So only trigger on the mid field, or only trigger on the side field. It is of course also possible to have the band triggered at an external signal from a sidechain, of course. That's also selectable in the expert mode. I've actually never used that, literally never. So a few other things that are possible in the Pro MB are the selection of the phase mode. Do you want linear phase? Do you want minimum phase or dynamic phase? I actually made a video about linear phase. You can check it out in the corner over there. You can use oversampling. There's another video of me about oversampling. I will also link that one over here. And you can set the look ahead off over here. Of course you can put all the sliders to 0, but if you want to be really sure, just turn off look ahead and you will see that the slider will now be disabled. It's grayed out. You can still select it, but it will only work when you turn on look ahead again. What I also know from experience is that the Pro MB does have latency. It reports latency to the DAW and it uses that latency. So it uses that time that it's delaying. And when you turn off look ahead, only then it works real time. So that's important to keep in mind. Even if all the sliders are back to 0, it always has a bit of latency. And only if you turn off look ahead, turn off oversampling and go for dynamic phase, you will have a 0 latency plugin. So then we have analyzer settings. Of course our usual stuff, the resolution, speed and tilting of the analyzer. Nothing special. We can freeze the analyzer, which is handy if you want to have a global overview of your track. And we can also use a sidechain input for this. So now we will get an extra red overview, overline, overdub on the analyzer, so we can see what we're doing and compare it to sounds of other tracks. Which is really handy when you have a client that doesn't want to sound like himself but sound like someone else. Of course we have also the input and output gain and one very interesting feature, which is the mix. So let me make a few bands like that. And what we can do with the mix button is actually have the multiband react more or less. So when I drag this one down, now it doesn't react at all and I can have it react a bit. So this is different than a parallel compression where you mix the original signal with the processed signal. This is actually, well, I think it drags the threshold down on all channels, like simultaneously. So we can also bypass it over here, of course. I always use the bypass of my DAW. Input and output gain, which you can also access by simply dragging up and down from below here. It's quicker. Use that way, really. So one of the last things that the Pro MB also supports together with the Pro Q, that is zooming on your scale. So you can zoom in and look really precise on what you're actually doing. There's only no good way to zoom out in full screen mode, but I think they will fix that. So that's actually everything I wanted to tell you about the Pro MB, the evil Frankenstein plugin that is the combination of a Pro Q and a Pro C. To be honest, I use this one almost as much as the Pro Q. I use it more than the Pro C. I really enjoy the multi-band compressor from FabFilter, and it's on like every master bus from every track that I ever mastered since 2013 or something. So it's a really great plugin. Alright, so if you like this video, let me know with a thumbs up, a subscribe or a comment. If you didn't like it, then don't let me know at all, because why should you? This video was sponsored by patrons and maybe a bit by FabFilter. You cannot become FabFilter, you can become a patron by clicking over here. You can also check other videos of me over here. Check them out, they are great. Because I say it. Thanks for watching and bye bye.